garden cam action again. It is June something 2015. So this is our little tomato section. Overall, these are looking pretty good. I think that this guy came back pretty well. Still the runt, this little guy. This guy is getting flowers here, which is good. What I have to address is these beans, which are also doing really well, but they need a place to cling. So I think in the front here, right along the front, I'm going to do a little screen that they can kind of climb on. Just give them something to latch onto, because they need that. This guy is just climbing on anything. So other than that, it's looking pretty good. These guys are coming in. This guy, can't remember which tomato this was. This was the heirloom tomato, natural one. And then this is the black crim. And this is also a black crim, which is coming along. This guy needs another tomato stand, a real tomato stand, I think, as well, which will help a lot. So that's the tomato section. This area over here is the failed area. This guy right here, which is hard to see, but it's the honeysuckle, and it looks like it's actually starting to come back a bit. So I have to kind of address that. I thought it was dying, but now I'm looking here and it actually has some new growth going. So I think what I'm going to do is aggressively trim it and then see if I can get it to come back, because it looks like it's doing something. I don't know exactly what it's doing, but it's coming along. And there's other stuff that's coming out of the ground. I think that might be the yeah, that's the buckwheat. So to address that. These are the only two, or actually 4 corn things that lived over here. Everyone else died, and they're just struggling. So I don't think that's going to do anything compared to the other corn that you'll see later. This guy needs this is another tomato. This is the San Marzano tomato, and the only reason why I know that is reading the tag. This needs a tomato stand as well. The melons, or squash, I keep calling them melons, but they're squash. These guys are actually growing. So they look like they were going to die, and they came back. So that's nice. So we'll have some Japanese squash, but only 2. So we'll see how that goes. And then potatoes will grow anywhere. And then this is more buckwheat. And this poor guy did not make the move. This would have been nice. It's a yellow flowering plant, and it just did not make the move. So I'm still trying, but I think it's very dead. So that's that. And the sunflowers are not coming up, unless these guys are sunflowers. But it looks like more buckwheat. So no sunflowers either. So we'll have to start the sunflowers inside, I think. See how that goes. So that's this section. And then lastly, this is the augmented section that it used to be 2 bricks high. Added another layer of bricks haphazardly here and filled it in with more dirt, and it seems to be doing pretty well. You know, it's going along. Got lettuce. This is just off the hook here. Let's see. This is what is this? Not rosemary. Thyme, maybe? I'm not sure. Some herb, but it's just crazy. It's flowering. It's just big. That's peppermint. It's not really doing so well, but it's coming back a little bit right there. You can see, struggling. There's some more over there. More buckwheat. This is this onion, which I actually like when it just flowers, because it's a pretty purple flower. This little thing. Buckwheat. And this lettuce is coming in here nicely with the buckwheat around it. And this was something I planted here, and I can't remember what it was, but it's doing really well. So eventually we'll see what that is. That's kind of exciting. And then this guy is dun, 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 doing really well. We got this cool bean. It's going up this vine. I don't know if that's coming out or not, but so the beans are over here. And this guy shot up a shoot that's just running right up here, trying to get as high as it can. So this is working out well, this metal mesh that we got last year. The corn is going crazy. It's really liking this area. As you can see, it's pretty high compared to my hand. So it's going along. And we planted on this side because the sun comes over from that side. So we figured if the corn got really high, it wouldn't block anything that was growing here with the sun. These guys are peppers, which are doing pretty well too. They're coming out, so we'll have some peppers hopefully soon. These marigolds are weird. They do a thing where they die out, and I think I gotta check it out, but I think we need to cut that off and it'll produce more guys here which are coming out, which is good. That helps keep the buggies away. Just found a snail with my foot. This lettuce on this side is doing kind of weird. It's not as lush as I thought, which is funny because I think what it might be is that it's getting too much sun. And this is my theory behind that. These guys all on this side, they're all kind of runty and kind of not doing so well. But if you look, sneak in here, this is actually about twice the size, and it's because these giant potatoes are in front of it, and I think they're getting sun in the afternoon, but they're not getting too much sun. And these guys are just kind of going along nicely. They're about twice the size, so maybe too much sun for our lettuce. So I'm going to research that. These guys are cucumbers, and they also need a situation like the bean situation, like some kind of support system. I didn't actually know that when I planted them, but it's far enough over here so I can rig something, I'm sure, maybe with these poles. I set up these poles so that they were higher so that we can do stuff like this that leads over there to there. We can hang our Scare the Birds Away CDs and stuff like that off of them. So that's good. The potatoes, again, these guys are, compared to these, which I planted later, but they're just, you know, they just go. Potatoes are a fun little crop. Our beans, while not super high, again, that's the size of my hand, we did get some beans. So I'm going to let the girls pick those later and eat them. These strawberries are doing really well. Put the netting up so that our squirrel friends would F off. Talia's collard greens are huge. We do have little collard green little caterpillars that seem to like these, but they are just doing little holes, and I'm okay sharing it with them. When I see one, I take it off. It's just like a little caterpillar moth guy. But yeah, we have a little bit of those, but you know, still nice big leaves. I'm gonna cook those up. Again, I want to research how to chop these, because I don't want to chop so much off that the plant dies, but you know, you got to get these off to eat them as well. So, and then our carrots, again, the shady ones here are doing really well, and then these guys are just little runty guys. So interesting. And this is what I wanted initially. Like you can see this clumping of stuff, like clumping of stuff here, corns all clumped together. These guys in the center seem to be doing really well, and I really like the look of everything that's kind of growing together, as you can see. And I like it better than just the standard row stuff, and it seems to be doing really well all growing together. So I think that's going to be our game plan in the future. And then this stuff I got for the kids' fairy garden. This is nice, really kind of delightful little moss stuff and has little flowers that come off of it, little tiny white flowers. And I thought, oh, this will be perfect for the girls' fairy garden, which is over there in our mess. But it needs a lot more sun than we get over there, because we're not going to get some of the apples on our apple tree. Our apple tree is really bare, as you can see, but it's still not a super amount of sun. So I'm thinking about putting this in the front, and we'll see about that. And then we have more strawberries up on top, but they're not really doing a whole lot right now. So that's the report for today, and things are looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy about it. So, you know, while we're not going to be, you know, feeding the whole family with this stuff, I think it's great for the girls to see stuff growing, and it's actually very nice for me to take, you know, 20 minutes out of my day and just kind of hang out with the plants and water them and take care of them and stuff. It's nice. So, with that said, that's the report from the Oaktown Oasis Gardens.